Okay, so this problem is writing a parabola from 3 points. It takes a little bit, but it's actually not too bad. What you want to do is you want to make 3 standard form equations following this pattern. So a standard form is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my points, and I'm going to create 3 of these equations because I know an x, a y for 3 of these, so I'm going to plug those in. So I'm going to use different colors for each of my equations, but the first one will be, whoops, gotta erase that first part, I already messed up, I didn't plug in my y. So my y was 6, right there. Then I plug in the x, and I plug in the x, and I leave that c the same. Now I'm going to do the same thing for my second one, so 5, because my y is 5. And then I'll have a times 2 squared plus b times 2 plus c. And the reason I got 2 that time was my x was 2. And now for the last one, I have 5 equals a times 0 squared plus b times 0 plus c. So those are the 3 equations that I get. And so I'm going to use these 3 equations to try to find out some information. So I'm actually going to go through and solve these equations on the next slide. So I'm going to square all of these and multiply them by a. So let's just get a better idea of what this really equals. So this one will become 6 equals a, because their 1 squared is 1. So a plus b plus c. This one would become 5 equals 4a, because 2 squared would be 4, plus 2b plus c. And this one is really nice because a times 0 gives you 0. So you end up getting 5 equals c. So the next part is I already know one of these terms, so I can plug them in for both of the c's, and then keep solving. Okay, so this is what I get after I plug in c. Now what I'm going to do to solve this is I'm going to use elimination. So to use elimination, I have to add the 2 things together, but I need something to cancel. So I'm going to multiply this whole thing by 2, or negative 2, so I can get these b's to cancel. So when I multiply everything by negative 2, that's going to give me negative 12 equals negative 2a, negative 2b, and negative 10. Then I'm going to add those things together. So that will give me negative 7, because I don't need these anymore. So I'm just looking at this top number and this bottom number. That's going to give me 2a. I'll have no b's, and I'll have negative 5. I'll add over the 5, which will give me negative 2 equals 2a, or a equals negative 1. So now I have what a is, and since I have what a is, I can go in and plug in a right here. So I can have, well, this makes it pretty easy. Subtract the 5 over, subtract the 5 over. I'll have 0 equals negative 4 plus 2b, or that 2b equals positive 4 or b equals 2. So I have my entire thing. I know b equals 2, equals -1, and from before, c equals 5. So if we go further, our standard form would be -1x² plus 2b, whoops, not plus 2b, because that's what b was, plus 2x plus 5, because that's what c was. So that would be my final equation.